Good morning, everyone. I was thinking as we were driving up here about a moment during the pandemic where I tuned into a book club that was being hosted here at Woodson. And there were a number of people that were in the room, appropriately masked up and social distance, but a lot of other people that were online. And I think that's emblematic of why libraries are so important. They never stop. They continue to open up their doors. And they serve as not just a place where you can check out materials, but a central public square for communities. And I think this is particularly true of a place like Woodson that has such an incredibly important and rich history. Our regional libraries, whether Soldier on the north side, whether it's Legler on the west side, particularly here at Woodson on the south side, have all the same elements as our other libraries. But there's something different and special because of their incredible convening power, because of the equipment that's here, the technology, the larger collections, the staff, that is able to provide a service to communities that is different than any place else. So it's a great honor to be here at Woodson's, and congratulations to Valita and the whole team here. I would also be remiss if I didn't say thank you to our CPL board chair, Linda Johnson Rice. Linda has been a fearless Linda has and will continue to be a fearless advocate for everything about our library system. I can't begin to tell you the tremendous ways in which she has really been such a champion of everything about our library system. And I am so incredibly grateful, Linda, to you for your service to our libraries. I also want to thank the Foundation Board and Brenda for everything that you've done. Our libraries are the gem of our city. 80-something strong, more to come. That's a little hint. But having access to the libraries, again, not just for the collections, but for the technology, to be able to research things for students, but also for people that are job seekers, to have safe spaces to go in our communities, particularly for our young people in or out of school time. Our library system is the best in the nation, bar none. And of course, I've got to thank Chris Brown. When I was interviewing him, afterwards I thought, this guy is going to make a huge difference in our libraries. He is smart. He's a thought partner, and he's been tremendous in the work that we've done through COVID, but also as we head out of COVID to make sure that we break down the walls and the silos that have separated us for far too long. The partnership that Commissioner Brown has forged with Chicago Public Schools, with our parks, and also, of course, across city government with the mayor's office, the Department of Family and Support Services. The libraries are an integral part of the work that we are doing to build healthy, strong, and vibrant communities. And Commissioner Brown, I just want to thank you for everything that you've done. So that brings us to today's exciting announcement. We are honored to be receiving a historic $2 million grant from the Mellon Foundation to power the Renaissance Project, which supports access to Black history-related archives across our library system. This transformational funding will allow the library to digitize and process critical documents related to Black history, all the way back from the 1800s to now. With this initiative, CPL will build upon the long tradition of highlighting the work of people of all races, ethnicities, identities, and cultural backgrounds. An example of that tradition is, as Director Simpson indicated, the Vivian Harsh Research Collection. the largest collection of African American history and literature in the Midwest, built in 1932 under the leadership of CPL's first black librarian and branch director, Vivian G. Harsh. That collection is located right here at the Woodson Regional Library. The Renaissance Project will ensure histories like these are shared and accessed throughout our library branches. By continuing to amplify marginalized voices, shine a light on history, and share previously untold stories of CPL, this library system is enabling us to continue to learn, to grow, and heal as a city. And whereas other cities and libraries across the country are banning books and restricting education, shamefully restricting education around Black history, in Chicago, we emphatically celebrate that history and champion our residents' fundamental right to read and learn about who we are, where we have been, and importantly, where we are headed. It goes without saying, but I will say it. Black history is American history. And that must be acknowledged and understood if we are going to create a city where a person's identity does not determine their access to learning and opportunity. And as part of this multi-year initiative, CPL will also partner with educators connected to the Illinois State Board of Education's Inclusive American History Commission to create new open source curricula and tools and inform the teaching of Black history in our schools. This initiative has the power to not only promote racial healing and racial justice in our city, but across our state. Chicago has been and will continue to be a leader to open up opportunities and innovation across the entire state of Illinois. And as you know, one of my top priorities has been to make Chicago a more equitable place to live and work. And I'm pleased to see this initiative bring us that much closer to realizing this mission. I want to thank the Mellon Foundation for their incredible support of the Chicago Public Library and our commitment to equity. And I want to acknowledge one of the most successful public-private partnerships in the city between the Chicago Public Library and the Chicago Library Foundation, who continue to work together and make Chicago a beacon of learning and inclusivity. I also would be remiss if I didn't also say a special thank you and shout out to my wife, Amy Eshelman, the First Lady of our city. Amy spent almost 20 years working at Chicago Public Library and really helped me with former Commissioner Mary Dempsey understand the power and magic of libraries. I was a kid who had 2 libraries in the small town that I grew up in. I walked to the branch near my home. Very small library, didn't have a very large collection, but through my association with my lovely wife and her commitment to the libraries and our young people, I've come to understand the importance of the library system to the ecosystem of our city. So thank you all, and with that I'd like to welcome Commissioner Brown to say a few words. Thank you.